Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering a new series. You know, I just wrapped up a single taken other, but I found this other series, this web series that I didn't know about. But it's been out for like almost 2 years, but it's a series that I am instantly hooked on, and it's called Tough Love Atlanta. Now, there's a Touch Love series. They have been in different locations, if you want to call it. Like, I don't know, have you ever watched Port Charles? This was a soap opera that was a spin-off from General Hospital that first came about, I think, around the late 90s or so. But they would have like different series where they would concentrate on something like Tainted Love, and they would do an arc, if you want to say it like that. They did Tainted Love and some other ones, but anyways, how I'm envisioning it as far as this whole series that's going on, that's how they're doing it here. But what they do is that if they go to another city like LA, then it's like Tough Love LA or something to that nature. But they would have their own cast there, and like with Atlanta, there's a different cast, different stories. It's kind of still like different couples going through different things, but kind of that same logic that's going on, or that same system that's happening. But I'm watching this show, and as I said before, I'm hooked already. The showrunner is Ronnie Davis, and also another executive producer is Caleb Davis. I don't know if they're the creators, but I'm assuming that they are, as to how they are looking at the lineup on IMDb, along with Cassandra Mann. She's another producer on there. But I think that they are the creators. But they do have different series. Soul Ties. I did watch that and didn't know that this was a part of it, of their whole a branch of different shows. There's another show called Kinfolk. I have not watched as of yet, but I'm going to leave a description and leave everything in my description, a link so you can go and visit. But shout out to the Davises. This is really good. So, this story, or this series, as far as the summary, is 5 graduates who just graduated out of college join a fellowship in Atlanta with hopes in breaking into the music industry, only to be used as pawns in a plan to pay back $1 million loan. The characters on here, their names are Lisa and Drew. They are a couple. Jackie and Kenny, they are also a couple, if you want to call them that. And Alicia. We also have Jason and Monica. Now, Lisa and Drew, they got some issues. Drew is a serial cheater, and Lisa lacks the self-confidence and self-esteem about herself to just drop this ninja, basically. And she's doing everything she can to please this dude. Jackie and Kenny. Jackie, I'm not going to call her controlling. However, she only wants a situationship. Sex. We'll get into more as to describing what she actually just wants out of the relationship. Alicia, at this moment, she's single. She's a influencer and marketer. And Jason and Monica, they are a newlywed couple that are over this fellowship. And we'll get into them pretty soon. But all right, so we start the episode with Lisa and Drew. They're in the car. Drew is checking himself out. He's kind of got that vanity. I got to make sure I look good. Want to impress. And Lisa's like, you look pretty good. We got to get going. Then he realizes that he left his pick in the house. So he goes and runs in to get it. Next thing you know, his phone rings. Lisa picks it up and, of course, respond, hello. And this woman on the phone is asking, where's Drew? And Lisa's just fishing around to say, who is this, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm looking for Drew. Drew and I are pretty tight right now. We done hooked up several times, and Lisa's like, well, I'm his girlfriend. Well, he's never mentioned a girlfriend to me, and I'm looking for him. Da 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 da. They're going back and forth, and then the woman ends up saying, well, if Drew is not around, then there's nothing that you can do for me, and she hangs up. So of course you see visibly that Lisa is pretty upset, and she's distraught also. Drew gets back into the car. You can tell that she's upset, but she does not say anything to him. All right, so Jackie and Kenny, they're having sex the way they want to have sex. It's up against the wall, and they hear a noise. I don't know what that noise was specifically because it was never touched on again. Kenny was thinking that somebody was there. I don't know. It seems like this was possibly at the office. I'm not for sure, but it looked like it was. So after they were finished, Kenny was like, well, why don't you want to kiss? And Jackie said, that's not a part of the deal and the plan. I don't like to kiss because that would equate to intimacy. And that's not what she's trying to do. Being vulnerable. So you get the type of woman that probably Jackie is, where she's in control and just wants whatever she wants. Now, Jackie does say, intimacy and affection. Jackie does say, can you still deal with that? And Kenny was like, for sure. I don't know, Kenny, because it sounds like maybe a little bit you could be catching feelings, or at least want some definition in this whole situation. Because, normally it's the guy that's having all of these disconnects, but only wants you to feel, or the only thing he wants to feel is satisfaction during sex. But now it's kind of just flipped the script. All right, so we move on to Jason and Monica. All we see is that Jason has surprised Monica with a new car. And in the next scene, Alicia, she was waiting for her food order that she ordered from this restaurant. And she wanted to know how long it's going to be. And the ladies, basically, the counters, people, the help, are giving attitude. Other people in line are like, I've been waiting here and I have been late to my job, da 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 da. And these jokers basically said, I don't care. You're going to get it when you get it. So then Alicia, being the social influencer, turns on her camera. And we're on IG Live. And she's talking, and she's creating this story, and just letting them know how dissatisfied she is about the service that she's getting at this restaurant. In walks Trey. He's the owner of the restaurant, and he tries to see how he can help her, da 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 da. And then he's kind of like this romanticizer, schmoozer, like basically he don't really care what's going on right now. I really want to date with you. And she's like, that's not really on the table. Well, let me at least get your number. She does give him that. But where's my food? See, I feel like cutting up like Madea did in, what was the play? Madea Class Reunion, where she was waiting 45 minutes, then it was 5 hours. And then she said, where is my food? I'm hungry. Because she was a diabetical. Yeah, so Trey, you gotta do a little bit more better than that for me. If you think that you want a date, but you don't want to correct what's going on in your restaurant. Okay. All right, so back at, I think this is the office. Jackie fills Kenny in on who Jason and Monica are. We find out that who is it? Jackie, she knows some people. I think a filmmaker that she knows from New York that has a tea on Jason. He had this very successful company, and then suddenly he shut down the business. Then Jason's dad did pass away, so he inherited this new company. Oh, I think the company was beforehand was on an app or whatever. And then we find out that Monica is basically a tag along. They've had an on and off relationship, and at least now that they're married. Let's see. So, Lisa ends up confronting Drew. They're parked outside the office of where they're going to. Drew first denies it, and then all of a sudden he comes up with that this is this girl that he was flirting with to get free food out of. she was flirting with me, I was flirting with her, and I'm like, sir, first you didn't know her, and now you're admitting that you were flirting with her, even though this girl said that y'all been together multiple times. And I don't know why Lisa hasn't put two and two together. It's like Lisa knows, but she's willing to stay. I don't know if she wants to hear it out of his mouth first before she would actually make the steps of making, how can I say this? Of just really breaking up with him. I don't know. It's a little bit interesting. But this is just the first episode, so hey. But basically he just says, I just wanted to get free food. That's it. Okay. Drew says that this girl knows about Lisa, basically that he has a girlfriend. And Lisa said, it didn't seem like it to me that she knew anything about me. So then Lisa asks, let me see your call log. And then he says, you know that I updated this phone. You know what's going on. Everything is just messed up. He got a rebuttal for everything that he has going on. Drew, are you sure that you're supposed to be in the music business or a lawyer? Because you got a rebuttal. And you kind of make her feel, I feel like you make Lisa feel a certain way for even thinking or asking certain things. Because somehow you're just right in this whole situation and she's just wrong and it's just her insecurities. But even if you weren't a cheater, you don't make her feel comfortable because of the stuff that you got going on. But I will say that you are a quick-witted liar. I'm not going to say that you're a good liar. You're just quick-witted and can say it with no type of hesitancy, no type of stuttering or whatever. So that's one good thing you got. I don't want to say good thing, but one thing that fuels what you're able to do. So, and basically he said, my word should be enough for you. And your word is no. But whatever. We're going to see what unfolds with Lisa later on in the season. All right, so Jason and Monica, they are in the office and she's looking at the mail and she notices Jason. There's another notice. We find out that Jason got a PPP loan. Remember all that stuff around the coronavirus stuff that was happening? Well, Monica fills us in that a guy knew a way to get around the system in order to have this PPP loan, and he wasn't supposed to be paying it back. But at this moment, it looks like the government then caught up to him, and he's got to pay all this back. Of course, now we know with the government and what they've done is that they have absolved anyone that has taken out a PPP loan. I wish I had taken one out because, oh my God, where would I be right now if I did? If I knew that there wasn't going to be any consequence. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So they are $1 million in debt. And Jason said, don't worry, we're going to have this festival and we're going to use this as a way to pay back this loan. All right, so from what I'm gathering, they are some type of music promoters and they do a lot of creative events. All the team is there. Lisa, Drew, Jackie, Kenny, Leisha, and basically they're asking for an update, Jason and Monica, and they don't really have anything solid. Leisha's thinking that she could, a potential vendor, I think it was, and they're like, this is not good enough. We wouldn't have you here if we didn't think that you could actually have, we wouldn't have you here if we didn't think that you could do it. So Monica says there's another incentive for you guys. If you're able to pull this off and make it happen, we are going to pay off your student debt. They're going to choose someone in full. Of course, that sparks them up. I wonder if they're interns. I wonder if they're getting paid for this. Because it's really, you guys got to go hunt for talent and different things for these events. And as of right now, are you getting paid hourly or what? Or by event? What is it? I don't know. So basically we got to book a popular headliner. Let's see. The team now goes together. Jason and Monica are doing their own thing, and they're thinking of this new musical artist that's kind of big right now, at least locally. He has over 1 million followers, and he just signed with his record label. Drew says that I know someone at this record company, and I could sweet talk the girl at the label to see if she could hook us up. And everyone basically goes. So we go on to the office. Lisa's looking at her, at Drew, like an ex-girlfriend that you haven't lost contact with. Da, 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 da. She has a problem with it. She doesn't go in. I guess she goes and sits in the car. As Drew is like, what? There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do what I need to do for the business. But Lisa's not having it right now. Lisa talks to the secretary and she schmoozes her way. And I think what's going on, the secretary lets her know that this is like a celebration type party for the office for Theo as being a new signed client. So she makes her way through. She talks to another assistant and trying to sell what's going on. Next, Jackie and Kenny, they come by. Jackie pulls her weight around, saying that her mother is a politician and she would have been here if she could, but she really wants to be in there. So the secretary ended up letting her through. And Drew goes work on this girl that he used to know, Chanel. And Chanel, as Drew was trying to talk with her, Chanel was like, you blocked me. You ghosted me after we already been together how many times. And now you're going to come with me with a favor? At the same time, the rest of the crew, they've been kicked out. They've been trying to get the attention of Theo and all this good stuff, but they end up getting kicked out of the office. So they get back to their office, and Jason and Monica said, you could really ruin us with the way that you guys approached all this. And what we do know is that we know that you're not the people that we want. So they fired him. Lisa and Drew, they're at home. And Drew's looking at Lisa as she's looking down in the dumps. He says, fix your face. And Lisa kind of just expresses how she feels in this moment by him. And he apologizes. He says none of this stuff was as it seemed, and nor is his intention to make it look like he's stepping out on her. It's all circumstantial, basically. I'm paraphrasing. Lisa buys into whatever he's selling. And he says, I'm going to go to the store right quick, come back, make this dinner, and then while I'm gone, you can watch your whack reality shows and all this good stuff. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Jackie and Kenny, they're, I guess, at Jackie's home or whatever. They're having a little small talk, trying to figure out what their next step is going to be. We find out that Jackie can make her own music and beats and all that. And it's really wonderful. She just said it's just something of her own that she's not told that she's got to do and be, and she enjoys it. Kenny gets this call, and we hear this woman crying and saying, Kenny, can you pay my rent for this month? And Kenny said, no problem. Everything's going to be okay. She was like, I don't want to burden you, blah, 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 blah. While Drew is gone, Lisa's looking into his notepad and sees something about how to get my partner into the polygamy lifestyle. So, what type of mess is this? But this is Atlanta. Nah, I know ya. Don't kill me. But look, we know how Atlanta is set up, and I'll leave it at there for now. So she sees this. So this dude wants polygamy. Ugh. So Drew, he goes over to Chanel's home, and she basically says, what are you waiting for? Come on in. And then he shuts the door. So do y'all think that they was just having prayer? Prayer? That's what they were doing, right? So the next day, Monica and Jason meet with the whole crew again. They say that the record company, the record label for Theo, is interested in them hosting this festival and showcasing Theo. So at this point, everyone is rehired, and moving forward, they're going to be assigned different tasks to make this festival festive. They're on speakerphone with Kenny. We see that Kenny is at this storage unit. But before I talk about that, after the meeting breaks up, Drew goes and calls Chanel. And he thanks her for putting the word in to her boss in order to allow the company to have Theo. And she says, it's no problem. Now don't block me and all that stuff again. And then Drew said, that won't ever happen again. Now to move back to Kenny, he goes to the storage unit. He lifts it up. I think he's calling someone else, I think, or whatever. Anyways, next thing you know, he pulls up the storage thing and then he shuts it down. And it looks like he's living in there. So I was like, oh. But that's how the episode ended. It's a pretty exciting show thus far. I already seen episode 2 and I just was like, one thing I can say that I didn't say, at the beginning of when this episode was airing, there was this car crash. And then we were taken back 2 months earlier when everyone was just meeting up to be a part of this group. We get a little bit more context in the next episode, but y'all need to check out this series, Tough Love Atlanta. I will have the link that you need to get to their page. Y'all need to check it out. But I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, and also you can subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. I do again thank you, and until the next video, peace.